Happy Monday. Welcome to the Janelle Villiers podcast, where my name is Janelle. And I am your host, where I talk about all things related to books, how to edit your books, publish your books, market your books, how to create a system around your books. That way you can monetize it. I also interview authors, so you guys can hear from their stories and be inspired by their journey, as well as sometimes I interview people who haven't even written a book yet, because their story is so inspirational that it's worth telling, even if it hasn't actually gotten into the written form yet. So I'm excited to be with you today. You guys know that if you have been here before, I love to shout out all my first timers. So if this is the first time that you have been here on the Janelle Villiers podcast, please go ahead and put a 1 in the comment section so I can shout you out. Even if you're watching the replay, go ahead and put a 1. I always check the comments. And if you are returning, if this is your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time being here on the podcast, go ahead and put a 2 for all of my returning viewers. Love to shout you out and say hello. Thank you so much for your support. Your continued support means the most to me. And let me just tell you, if you find what I am sharing valuable, please go ahead and just click the subscribe button. It's free. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it actually does so much for me. So I just ask that you subscribe. And if it's really, really helpful and you think somebody else could actually gain value from what I'm sharing, go ahead and share, right? That doesn't cost you anything either. So thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to talk about today's topic, which is the real reason your personal brand isn't working. That's actually not true. We're talking about this. The real reason consultants don't make money from their books. And that's what's scrolling along the bottom, because that is what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm excited to get into it. You guys know I have my notes because I don't want you to miss a thing. And I want to make sure that we get right into it. Let's talk about this. This is an issue. People are like, yeah, I wrote the book, but I'm not making money from it. Like, I thought I would just put it on Amazon and then, woo, here I come, J.K. Rowling, watch out. I'm about to make $1 million from my book, right? That's what you think. Don't worry. This is knowing laughter. I thought the same thing too. And there's so much more to that. Here's the problem. Books do not increase net revenue. And I think a lot of authors are frustrated, especially if you're a consultant entrepreneur writing this book. And that's because you write the book with a clear expectation that there's going to be money. You believe that the book is going to lead to more clients, better clients or higher fees. You invest time, you share your experience, you publish, and then nothing meaningful changes. It's the same sales conversations that happen. It's the same objections that come up. It's the same level of clients that show up. The book exists, but it doesn't do anything real. Anything real inside your business anyway. And so now you're probably internally asking yourself, why did this not move anything? Right? Is that you? Does this make sense? If that's you, go ahead and put a yes in the comments, if that's what you're wondering. Yeah, it's like a whole thing. So let me be clear. The issue is not that books do not work. The issue is that most books are not built to support revenue. So let me explain. I think a lot of times what authors do, especially if you're a consultant, is that you focus on sharing ideas, but you're not connecting to buying decisions. So most consultants' books are written from the perspective of the expert. Here's what I know. Here's what I have learned. Here's what I believe. That feels valuable, but is it complete? I would even say it's more that it's incomplete, because the reader is not asking, what does this person know, right? When they're reading it, they're asking, do you understand my problem? Is there a clear process? Can I trust this process? Most books do not answer those questions directly. They inform, they inspire, they share perspective, but they do not guide decision-making. There is no clear progression, no rising tension, no defined moment where the reader sees, oh crap, I need help with this. And without that moment, there is no movement towards a sale or working with more clients. Does that make sense? Say sense if it makes sense in the comments. All right. So you need to build your book around the client decision journey and then align your services. So a strategic book begins in a different place. It doesn't start with what you want to say. It starts with what your client decides. That's a big difference. Okay. So I want you to ask, what does someone believe before they hire me? What must change for them to move forward? Where do they get stuck? What are they not seeing clearly? Then structure the book as a journey. Early chapters increase awareness, middle chapters deepen the diagnosis, right, as to what's wrong, and then later chapters introduce your framework. And the final chapters are going to create decision clarity. So each section should move the reader forward in that process. So it's not just knowledge, but it's this sort of like self-recognition. They should begin to see, this is my situation. This is the cost of staying here. This is the path, and then this is the path forward, and that path should align directly with your work. Your service is not separate from the book. It is the natural next step. Doesn't that feel good? Yeah, clip that. Okay, so what's helpful to know is that readers arrive ready for the sales conversation, or at least the sales conversation can be shortened when a book is designed this way. Because when it's designed this way, something about that shifts their mindset. The reader does not arrive to you during the sales call as a stranger. They arrive already oriented to your thinking, your process. They understand your language, your framework. So instead of a conversation that begins with, okay, tell me what you do, it begins with, I see where you are stuck. I recognize this pattern. Probably because you recognize in yourself, right? We need help moving forward, and that changes everything. So there's less time explaining, there's less time persuading, less resistance, and now the sales conversation becomes shorter, clear, and more aligned, which is key, right? Because everyone's looking for that. They're looking for alignment, as should you. You're looking for alignment with your clients. And so the quality of your client improves because the book has already done the filtering for you. And that's huge. All right, clip that. So if that makes sense, please go ahead and put sense in the comments if this is helpful, if this is making sense for you. Okay, so the next thing I want you guys to understand is that a book becomes a revenue support system when you start to use this framework that I've just mentioned. Because at this point, the role of the book shifts and it's no longer something that you have. It becomes something your business uses, right? It supports the client education. It creates an expectation. It sets the expectation, rather. It positions your thought, your framework for them, and it creates a confidence in your pricing. It prepares the client before they even meet you. It reinforces your authority after the conversation, and it gives your thinking a place to live outside of you, right? Now they've got this book. Your book becomes a part of your system, not separate from it, not like this extra thing. It's a part of the system, and it works quietly in the background. It carries your thinking into rooms that you aren't even in, and it builds trust before the first call. And that is when it starts to support your revenue. Clip that. Okay. So here's what I want you to take from all of this. Structure determines the outcome. I'm going to say that one more time. The structure that you create determines your outcome. If your book is not supporting your revenue, this is not a failure. It's just a signal. It's a signal that the structure needs to change because effort is not the issue. It never was. It's clarity is the issue. Alignment is the issue. The way the book is designed is the issue. And when a book is built with intention, when it follows the client's decision-making journey, that's when it connects directly to your work. And it becomes such a powerful part of your system, right? The the authority architecture that you were trying to build in the first place. So if you're thinking about writing, or you already have written and something feels off, start here. Revisit your structure, revisit the purpose, revisit the alignment. You do not need more content. You just need a system that works. All right, if you found this valuable, if you're like, oh man, this completely resonates with me, go ahead and put a V in the comment section so I know that you found this valuable. I'm going to continue on this theme for the next couple of weeks. So come back come back. I'll be here same time, same place next Monday. And I look forward to continuing in this journey with you. So that way everyone can start writing your books with more structure, more definition. So that way you can make sure that it's a part of your system, not just this added bonus, but it's a part of your system, your authority platform. So that way you can start to filter in the clients that you've been desiring to work with and actually make the income that you thought the book was going to help you make in the first place. Okay, guys, that's my time. I've enjoyed having this conversation with you. Please, if you have questions, any questions, put those in the comments. I love reading the comments, whether you're live or on the replay. Shout out to everyone who stayed on live. Hello, I see you. I'm happy to be of assistance however I can. If you want to book a time or a call with me so that way we can talk specifically about your book, just put call in the comments and I'll reach out to you so that way we can schedule something together. I want to help everybody win. We can all win. This world is big enough for all of us. All right, everyone. See you next week. Bye.